Hey, this is David Larson Levine. Welcome to our new YouTube channel. I'm the founder and CEO of Scoby Society, and we have an introductory video here for you on three of our main initiatives. Scoby Academy for training rockstar CEOs like you in the creative economy. We have Scoby Social, a place to co-create, to connect, to interact with each other live. And then finally, Scoby Studio, a complete business support platform for executives, entrepreneurs, professionals, everybody in this new economy who is bringing their best self forward to be a provider for themselves, their family, their communities. It's really a whole new world. We're going to be introducing some of that in this video, and we hope you enjoy it. And please just push that subscribe button so you can get all of the amazing videos we'll be bringing you over the course of the year. Thanks again. See you on the other side of this video. Hey, this is David Larson Levine. I am the founder and CEO of Scoby Society, and I'm here to let you know that you can be a rockstar CEO in the creator economy without the cringe factor. How do I know this? Well, first of all, I've been a rock star. This was me with my band Senator Flux. And I've been a CEO. I've had 5 startups ranging from one of the first web development firms in the world to a game technology company, a loan trading platform in fintech, a game technology company, and a solar energy platform, a security token platform. I've done quite a few companies in my time. I started my first one when I was an undergraduate. It was an independent record label. I started that right out of my dorm room in 1986. And we put out a compilation called Some New Ruins. And I drove down to Philadelphia to get it pressed at disc makers, distributed it. It got bunch of reviews and fanzines, and we got picked up by an international record label. We toured for a few years, put out quite a few CDs and vinyl albums, cassettes, and we had a video on MTV, which was pretty darn cool back when MTV still had music videos. I gave all that up because all of a sudden the World Wide Web hit in 1993, and I became obsessed. I presented a paper at the first International Conference of the Web at CERN Particle Physics Lab in Switzerland, and I wrote a book on the Java programming language, also back in the mid-90s. With the internet, I actually believed I could do anything from anywhere. So I moved out to a small town in West Virginia, built a beautiful home in the woods, right on the river, and raised 3 wonderful children, and now have a grandson. And that's my dog Arrow. That's right down our driveway. You walk across a floodplain and down through the woods, and you're right on the river. I also earned quite a few patents. I was Entrepreneur of the Year, which was an award given by Ernst & Young, USA Today, CNN, and NASDAQ. I raised over $50 million in venture capital and sold many, many millions of dollars of all kinds of different products. Was covered in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Forbes. I was on Fox Business News, CBC, all kinds of programs talking about all kinds of different things. And I partnered with some really big companies. I received investments from Cisco, partnered with Oracle, Google, Sony, and IBM, created different partnerships for bringing different offerings to market. And I also had some really major customers. I sold the very first Sun Microsystems servers into the Coca-Cola company for their first websites. And I sold to Kraft Foods, Johnson & Johnson, Kimberly-Clark, World Wildlife Fund, Penguin Books, many, many different companies, different offerings. Then in 2016, everything changed. I had a renewable energy platform. We raised money from some vulture capitalists in Dallas, Texas, and it immediately went sideways. We were raising a $40 million offering. We had 2 investment bankers on this, and we closed on what we thought was just a pretty simple secured bridge loan. They put in the first tranche, which was a third of what they were supposed to put in. There were supposed to be 3 different investments of $4 million each. And after the first, they just were hell-bent on taking control of the company, getting rid of me as a CEO, doing things their way, and it wrecked the company. My first really major failure, and it really shook me. I realized that I wasn't really doing things on my own terms. A lot of what I had been doing for the last several decades was for the market, was for investors, and not really for myself, my family, my employees, or my customers. And I really did some introspection. I got a job as entrepreneur in residence for a global educational nonprofit. And wouldn't you know, right in March, the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden, within a 2-week period, we lost 100% of our revenue. This nonprofit had face-to-face courses in New Zealand, South Africa, the UK, the US, and all of these courses were canceled. So within a very rapid period, 3 weeks, we launched our first course. And then we launched more courses on this online academy, and it was incredibly successful. People were just so appreciative of these courses. One was actually on the coronavirus and how to pass through fear, loneliness, and grief, how to connect deeply online when you couldn't connect with people. Other courses were for entrepreneurship, people connecting between South Africa, the United States, sharing experiences. It was really powerful. Meanwhile, everything else in the world was moving to shared experiences. So whether it was book clubs, game nights, yoga, therapy, meetings, hearings, coaching, it suddenly became online. But not just the old way online was done. It all became real-time shared experiences. And that created the big tech treadmill. In order to get people together online, you had to market: organic, paid, search, social. Everybody was trying to get attention for similar offerings, which meant a constantly changing customer acquisition cost. Different strategies, and people would copy each other's audiences and strategies. There were all these complex marketing analytics, really complex sales funnels and marketing funnels. And then people were funnel hacking and sharing different funnels. It just became very, very, very difficult to stay ahead. And all of this was because the machine learning in the background was optimized for revenues from ads. Attention was extremely valuable. So it started to cost more and more to get somebody's attention. That led to my big idea. I was working with these brilliant educators who were looking for students, but some of them also worked as consultants for businesses. Others were artists. Others had other side practices and side gigs in different areas. And I realized that there was an opportunity to be a real-time, live, shared experience creator economy matchmaker. So creators all of a sudden have an ecosystem for reaching clients instantly, immediately. I'm not talking like with Upwork, which I use all the time. I found our machine learning guy there, and our machine learning guy actually did the machine learning for Upwork. You can find great people on Upwork, but it actually takes quite a few steps to get somebody into a live video conference, and you need to choose between several different people, and it can take you a few days. A few days doesn't sound like much, but sometimes you need help right then and there. You need support immediately, and the right creators available. So we help creators develop their income as a service by preparing, then engaging in real time, and then delivering their offerings right then and there. For clients, they have this whole ecosystem as a service. And what I say is HR is the new IT. So software as a service turned around IT. All of a sudden you could deploy immediately. You didn't have to wait for a team to install software for you. Well, now you can get your creators, you can get your people instantly. So this is what this opportunity was: real-time, live matchmaking. So for the creator, this ecosystem means three very important aspects. We talked about clients. You can find individual clients or large enterprise clients. You can find partners, and with those partners, it means you can find affiliates, JV brokers, other distribution channels, and you can also build your teams to serve major clients. You might need a videographer or voiceover talent, and all of this can come together for an offering. We also have certification in this ecosystem, and that gives you two different things. It's actually, as a creator, that gives you a new market. You can train other creators and certify them in your practices. You can certify them, for example, like Zumba requires a certification. But you can also gain new skills. So you could see somebody and they're offering something really interesting and they could become your mentor. So this ecosystem is really complete for creators in all kinds of domains, in all kinds of niches. One of the big ones, which came out of this in the beginning, is trainers, coaches, mentors, and educators. That was the original idea. Bringing live courses, self-directed courses online, bringing coaching, training, mentoring online. But there's all kinds of other things. We have real estate brokers and owners of agencies and people who are creating all kinds of amazing crafts, photography, glass blowing, health, wellness, diet, fashion. Anything that people are creating content for on social media, they're offering through Scoby in a completely different way. And here is that completely different way. With Scoby, the creators are live. So there's so much more connection. When you're connecting with somebody live, you know pretty immediately if they are a match for you. Whether that's a client and you're a creator or you're a potential client for a creator. In this example, with meditation yoga, you can invite co-hosts, you can invite guests on, and you can critique and correct certain poses. The same thing can happen in all kinds of coaching or beauty. You can give beauty comments and tips, or anything, real estate, anything you can mention. You can give open houses, tours, and someone can say, wait, I need to see more details of the bathroom. And if you're a realtor, you can bring them on and you can compare different houses. There are all kinds of things you can do with this. You could have reality shows, pitch nights, all kinds of things with this. And then you can share those offerings at the end of it, share these gifts. Different types of patterns for different types of meetings, different templates for holding these sessions. At the end, you can give gifts like raffle tickets or music mixes or lessons or master classes, all kinds of things that then get people into your offerings. So I just want to compare the old way. This is an example of a funnel that we actually used in this nonprofit. So you can see the mouse is your ideal client. They want your offering. They want your cheese, which is over here. But to get them there, you've got the high-tech treadmill, engaging them, organic ads, search, social, finding them, which costs money, it costs time. Bringing them to a squeeze page or landing page or registration page, getting them on a list, doing the video pitch, webinar, whatever it is. Qualifying them, scheduling something live, getting them to purchase, and then finally they have your offering. Expensive, cumbersome, frustrating. Our way is simple. The ideal client, the mouse, they want your cheese. Machine learning matches you. Boom, you're in a session together and they like what they see, they like what they hear. It's like feel, see, experience. It's like Costco. You're wandering by, you taste the cheese, yum, you buy it, whatever it is. This is your free sample right then and there. Instead of watching something on YouTube, getting them to subscribe and then getting this and getting that and finally getting them to buy something. Here, you're already there. You're together. You're a plumber. You're showing something. You're demonstrating something instead of having a do-it-yourself plumbing video. And then they say, hey, can you come over and take care of our facilities? It's a completely different way to do business in the creator economy. So again, the 3 steps: prepare yourself and your ideal client, engage your ideal client in a live, real-time shared experience, and then deliver results to them. You'll get recommendations, you'll get more and more traction, business, and you'll flourish. This is why our machine learning is so important and why that's really a foundation of what we're doing. Here's a tweet that I read recently. Clubhouse is dead. All I see are scammy marketing pitches and fake experts on my feed. Sean VP's analysis was spot on. The live curation problem is incredibly difficult to fix, and I've been hoping for them to fix it for months, but nope, no improvements. Well, we call our machine learning engine Oprah because Oprah curated the nation's conversation for several years. If you're Gen X like me, you'll remember Oprah bringing people into our experience like Dr. Phil. She met Dr. Phil because she was sued by the beef industry, and he coached her, and I believe he was also an expert witness. But in that experience of preparing for trial, she understood that he had certain capabilities and certain gifts that he wanted to bring. She wanted to bring to her audience. She wanted to recommend him. And Dr. Phil said that was Oprah's philosophy. If she liked a hairdryer, a book, a consultant, anything, she would bring that to her audience. Most famously, a car. Look under your seat. You get a car. You get a car. Dr. Oz, Gail King, Nate Berkus, Suze Orman, Rachel Ray. These are all people that Oprah found. Well, what we're doing is making all of our members into a massive Oprah, because what engages them, what they like, will then be recommended to you based on your conversations and your real-time experience, what you're looking for now. So you come on, you have a conversation. I'm looking for this. I want that. Those types of things are going to be in your feed. You can search for those. You're a creator. You're going to be in front of the people who are looking for you now, immediately. I want yoga. I want Zumba. I want a plumber. I want someone to fix my car. Whatever it is, that's it right then and there. I mean, I could see auto body shops just being on this and talking through it. It would be an interesting experience. Pawn shops, instead of reality TV, show them what you got. So the value proposition here, sales funnels, incredibly complex, time consuming, expensive, shared experiences, boom, right there. Now, this is what I mean by the cringe factor. There are a lot of people who made a lot of money on complexity. I'm going to move myself a little bit so you can see Grant Cardone there. This was all about hustle culture, making it, being rich, like, having a plane, like, and a helicopter, like Grant Cardone, or, hustling like Gary Vee. Each of these people had their stick, which all had to do with getting through this incredibly difficult challenge of reaching your ideal client. Tony Robbins is here. I mean, he was created by Guthy-Ranker, a direct mail marketing firm. They also created Proactive for acne cream, and When, a hair product, and all kinds of other stuff. Tony Robbins was perfect for that. He was the first mass market direct marketing coach, and his background was in NLP, and he wrote some books. They pushed the books, then they pushed all kinds of tapes, they pushed live events, and he became one of the first direct marketing gurus. You can see him here with Dean Grazio from real estate. He took these same techniques and blew up that way with his knowledge broker network. Russell Brunson created the software for all of this with ClickFunnels. Kevin Nations with his Chillionaire sales techniques of prospect seduction. List building with Amy Portersfield. The black box of social media with Kurt Molly. Product launch formula with Jeff Walker. Frank Kern's ad agencies, Roland Frazier's how to buy businesses. And again, Grant Cardone with his 10X, Gary Vee with his hustle. All of this you see in your feed all the time, or if you don't, just type some of their names into Google and you'll start seeing it, or search for them on Facebook. But it's not what we're going for here. Okay? This isn't about getting rich fast or getting rich slowly. It might happen to you. I don't really care. It's not about getting millions of followers. I don't care how famous you are. If you look at the documentary Fake Famous, so much of it's fake anyway. So I don't care how rich you get. I don't care how famous you get. That's not what's important. Here is what's important. We're creating a supportive ecosystem for real people. So I played Oprah in putting this together. I recommended people initially for this platform that had really served me, had brought a lot to me, or I had served. And I knew that what I had brought to them would help them share their gifts to a much greater degree on a much bigger platform. So people like Alex Magruder, friend of my kids, wanted to start a program with health and fitness. And so I worked with him to bring that to market. Colleen Cotter was a friend of mine in high school. She in San Diego. She was an amazing real estate agent, broker, owner of an agency. And she developed something called life architecture, where she really actually supports her clients in changing their lives, not just their homes. Four Arrows is a performance coach to world champion athletes, an indigenous worldview scholar, someone who's just brought so much to my life over the last 15 years. I found I could take his wisdom and his experience and put it into a program that is now helping and serving so many people. So we brought our gifts together in that way. Judy Dumont Barter, who's an occupational therapist, she worked with me in this nonprofit I mentioned, and she's now delivering her own programs. Howard Teich was my business mentor for over a dozen years, and he's supported companies like Intel and HP and Clorox, big companies doing all kinds of transformational work, really deep. And I was able to help him explode his business using this. Nicole Triplett, martial arts, yoga, and energy healing. Mayan Garden, who's an incredibly successful influencer on TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn. Warren Kahn, who's been my life coach, really helping me in all kinds of ways. I really hope you get to meet him. I mean, just the subtlety of his training and the engagement and showing me my blind spots. It's just the change in my own life has really... So he's someone I can recommend wholeheartedly. Sophie Savage, another person that I worked with, who is my mentor, who showed me when I faced real crises how to turn those into creativity, just like she did in her own life. And Arman Ananian, who's a brilliant digital marketer, the man behind the men, some of the most famous digital marketers. He's behind the scenes working with their clients, and I'm supporting him and really stepping out into his own authority and developing these programs. So that's the idea, and this is just a sample. I ran through some. I can't fit all of them on a slide or into this presentation, but I really want you to understand the range from real estate to coaching to training. And your clients can be like Armand serves very large companies, Howard serves large companies, Sophie serves large companies, but others serve individuals. And there's really going to be that mix of clients for your offering. So how does this fit into the market overall? You really want to understand the whole context. So this comes from a blog post by Signalfire, which is a very successful venture capital fund. The beginning of social media was about the platforms that built large audiences for content creators through algorithms, machine learning, recommendation engines. Next came the brands. So you have your loyal audience. Well, we're now going to introduce our products, our services through these creators. So through these influencers. And a lot of that is fake. I mean, great, I'll take these free samples. I'll go to this resort, because they're giving me free stuff. It's not really a business. It really is about being famous. Stage 3 is what I really care about. And this is, according to Signalfire, where creators become full-fledged businesses with multiple revenue streams. Creators become multipreneurs. And this is what we're sharing with you through this ecosystem. This is the opportunity that I'm inviting you to experience. The creator economy market size today, or actually in 2019, was $167 billion. By 2026, according to ValueH reports, it will be at almost $400 billion. That is a massive market. And you can see in some of the market participants how that's happening. Clubhouse is raising, they already raised around at $1 billion just less than a year after raising around at $100 million valuation. Just a few months after getting into the market. They entered the market in May and they had $1 billion valuation less than a year later. Substack is worth $260 some million. Patreon just closed a $4 billion around, I think their Series F at a $4 billion valuation. These are all companies that support creators and support the creator economy. Instagram introduced their live rooms, so you can meet creators live. Now, the difficulty of that is you're still on that big tech treadmill. So how do you get in front of the right people? Well, you still have to advertise. You still have to market. You still have to do so much work to build your follower base before you can start to monetize them. And of course, OnlyFans, if you're into that, that's another creator economy company. So this is kind of how the market landscape shapes up. You can piece things together with all of that, or you can join me on Scoby, because we've really pulled all of this together for you in a complete creator ecosystem. So there are offerings on Scoby Academy, which provide training where you'll learn all of the skills you'll need to thrive in the creator economy, whether you're an executive at a big company or starting out in a big company and want to build your career. If you're a professional coach, therapist, Zumba instructor, lawyer, accountant, you can learn all kinds of things about really just growing your practice. Or if you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, multipreneur, small business owner, you can learn whatever you're missing at Scoby Academy. Then you'll engage on our app, Scoby Social, and deliver through Scoby Studio. Again, everything you need to put together your live funnels that bring people out of the app into your ecosystem, into your platform, or bring people from there into these shared experiences. So the whole thing is here right for you. At the end of the day, it's not about getting rich. It's not about competing. It's about making good money. It's about being able to provide for your family, provide for your community, provide for yourself. As they say on the airplanes, put your own oxygen mask on before attending to the person next to you. If you're a realtor, you want to flourish before you start thinking about who else can I now serve? What else can I do? For all of these, CrossFit, software engineering, media, digital marketing, whatever you do, music, just make good money. All right, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you learned something. If you'd like to be a Rockstar CEO without the cringe factor, just go to my website, rockstar.ceo. My calendar's there. Schedule a call with me, and we'll see what I can do to help you, guide you, support you on your journey to Rockstar CEO-dom. All right. Hope to see you soon.